that ball.
Rambo Radio with your host, Gen T.
Fuck, I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah, fucking Jen is a warlord.
I'm fucking coming for you!
Now I feel poo coming out of my bum. So it's a lot right now. Yeah, it's a lot.
Oh, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Rambo Radio. I am your host, Gen T, and I guess because I've been in London for some time, I must sound like this. Oh, welcome to Rambo Radio. I am your host, Gen T. Twitter and Instagram at Gen T523, but nobody gives a toss about Twitter and Instagram. It's all about YouTube, Gen T TV. Get all your tea and crumpets there and watch some footy of my trip to London and more. Oh. Good evening, good morning, greetings, cheers, mate. What else? Fuck off, you tosser, you wally, you mug, you wanker. Are you taking a piss? You get a bit of a little Barney. Let's head down to the pub for some fish and chips. I cannot get enough of that accent. Oh, darling, please close that window. Oh, darling, would you like some tea? I heard two dudes say that, and they wasn't gay. They straight. I heard, darling, darling. Oh, London. What a beautiful city. I must. You must go. It is fantastic. Splendid. Cheerio, governor. Friends, it has been a gulag. It has been a fight to get this thing operated. I had purchased some fancy new equipment and I got it working, and then I just needed one more piece to work for you, and that would have been the coup d'état, as they say in France. But the one piece, I couldn't get it to work. I tried hours of YouTube and failed miserably to understand. So maybe some other time. So right now I'm back to using my old equipment, which feels like it is not sounding very well because I said goodbye and then plugged in the new one and was using it for about an hour and then it stopped working. So now I've come back to my old equipment and now I feel like my old equipment's like, piss off, you tosser. So friends, I have so many things to tell you. I can't even comprehend the level of trip that I've had. Big shout out to Red Rage. The majority of this trip would not have happened because of her. If she didn't get tickets, we weren't going. So, God bless her for getting tickets to Oasis. Well, what's the story, morning glory? Well, God bless her. She got tickets. And, trips, vacations are fun. But the most important thing is if you have a good partner you're traveling with, a good travel partner, whether it's a friend, a homie, a loved one, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, whatever, it's a good balance. And I believe we had a good balance. And I'd hope she would say the same as well. But yes, the trip could not have been possible, or at least enjoyable, if she wasn't there. So thank you, Red Rage. So to begin our journey, as I had last talked to y'all, we had two people quit Yeah, 2 people quit. And upon my departure, by the time I left work, which was I left work, I want to say, for like 12 days or something. We had 4 people. 4 people quit. You mean to tell me that all it takes for me to leave work for 12 days and the 4 of you motherfuckers quit? God damn. Holy smokes, man. Jesus Christ. What the hell happened, y'all? I mean, well, it's not an upstanding establishment, if you must know. So I'm not surprised. I just didn't think 4 people would up and leave, and they have. And it has been quite a sight. And also an experience, because now I am working in place of all of those people who are not around and doing their jobs. And, quite frankly, I don't feel like doing other people's jobs. I just want to do my own job, you understand? Surely you understand. I'm not trying to be mean, but this is kind of crazy. Y'all just need to hire somebody. But then I say y'all just need to hire somebody. But then when they get there, they're not treated very well. So then people leave. So I would maybe change this sentence better to, y'all need to be nicer. Oh, quit being so mean. Oh, man. I'm not surprised. You don't pay, you treat people like shit, this is what you're going to get. A hot shit sandwich. But anywho, enough with the filth. Who cares? Let's go to London. Yeah. Okay, so to start my journey, it began Wednesday. My journey began Wednesday, and so Wednesday is really late Wednesday night, early Thursday in London. So I was okay with that because I was supposed to get there Thursday afternoon, so I don't give a shit. What time? We'll be all right. As long as I'm not at work. Who fucking cares, right? So I am ready to leave the beautiful Ontario airport because I saved $350 by flying out of Ontario instead of LAX. And 3 hours of traffic. Anyhow, I'm getting ready to board the plane, and they make this horrendous announcement. American Airlines, you rat motherfuckers. Cocksuckers. They go, attention passengers. Unless you're first class, this plane is so small, we don't have enough room to put your luggage on as a carry-on. That's reserved for first class. The fuck, bitch? Has anyone heard of this? A plane so small that you have to check your bag? I don't want to check my bag. I don't know what the fuck y'all's is going to do with my bag. You're going to lose my shit? You're going to steal from me? I don't fucking know. I don't trust y'all. I like to see my bag at all times. I like to be with my bag at all times. Pay too much money for my bag. I love my bag. And then especially, I love what's in my bag, which are my clothes and my toiletries. And if you lose said bag, I will have no clothes or toiletries. So I explained to the stewardess there, or one of the workers, as I said, listen, I am not resisting your rules. I would just like to know if I could pay extra to keep my bag. And she goes, you don't understand. The plane is so small.
There's only enough room for first class luggage. Everyone else has to check their bag. Do you want to get your toothbrush?
And I was like, ma'am, I don't think you understand. It's 2:30 now. If you take my bag from me, I am not going to have my luggage until 3:45 Thursday, tomorrow. Bitch. Give me my fucking bag. Please. I was like, I'm not going to have my stuff until tomorrow afternoon. 24 hours from fucking now that this conversation is having. 24 hours from now, I'm not going to have my shit. That's why I don't have my shit. Is there anything you can do? Surely there is something you can do. Please do something. He goes,
I'm sorry, but there's nothing I can do. It's free.
and I'm like, I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't care what it costs. I want to keep my bag. And I'm trying to tell you, get your little PayPal out, your little barcode, your QPR or something. Let me scan this shit. Pay you something so I can put my bag on that airplane. Because my shit stays with moi. Okay? My bags don't leave my sight. Don't like it. Don't want to have to wait 45 fucking minutes at baggage claim. I don't want to have to wait to dig around and see what you did or didn't steal from me. Or if it even shows up at all.
She goes, I'm sorry. Do you want to take your toothbrush?
And I was like, fucker. I was like, no. I don't want to take my toothbrush. I want y'all to get some of my stank breath when you lose my fucking luggage and you realize how expensive that bag is, how expensive my shoes, my trainers that are inside there costs. And one of them pairs of shoes you can't get no more, okay? Very special shoes. How dare you? So I watched them take my bag. These ratos. And I'm telling you, until that shit slid on the plane, I watched every moment, every person that had my bag. I took pictures and video. I was like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You fuck with my shit, you fuck with my shit. I got you on camera, bitch. I got you on camera. This is a small ass airport. I'm pretty sure I can find out who the fuck you are if you lose my luggage. You are responsible. Okay? So I was just having a fucking meltdown, and I was like, "It's okay, it's okay. I'm going on vacation. It's cool. These motherfuckers lose your shit. We're gonna send them a nice bill. American Airlines is gonna get a fat ass bill, and you know they can afford to pay for it. They can buy me all new trainers. They can buy me an all new bag, and since that bag was limited edition, if they still have it on the internet, it's gonna be way more than what I paid for it, and y'all can pay that. I'm fine with that." And, you know, I was just going through the list. I was like, all right, American, you're going to lose this. This is how much it costs. You're going to lose that. That's how much it costs. And my bag had a lock on it. I didn't even put the lock on it. I was like, fuck y'all. Because I know you're going to cut that shit. You're going to cut that shit and steal my shit. So, every person that touched my bag, I was like, I'm going to fuck you up. I'm going to jujitsu your ass. I'm going to Muay Thai your face. Until it got to the big Samoan dude, and I was like, oh, hey, player, don't lose my luggage. Because I already know if I throw an elbow at a big Samoan dude, nothing gonna happen, and my elbow will probably break. So, he was the only one, but the other skinny little crackheads out there, I'm watching you motherfuckers. I got you on camera. So, I get on the plane. It is the second tiniest plane that I've flown on, next to one time I had to go to Canada, and I flew on that shit was a damn near puddle jumper. That thing was so small, they had no truck to load up the luggage. If you were getting on the plane, you put your own luggage at the bottom. That's how small this plane was. I was like, Jesus Christ, we're gonna die. This is what happens when I get a budget flight somewhere. I picked the worst plane I could possibly get. But I had no idea. They're gonna pull the old switcheroo on me, and it would be a tiny ass plane. So I was like, whatever, fuck y'all. I was just pissed. And then, of course, on top of it, I got on the plane, and you're just like preparing yourself. You're just praying it's a nice person because this is an hour and a half flight. It's just enough time to be annoyed by the person sitting next to you. And I was already annoyed that they took my bag. So I'm sitting next to this guy, and he's like looking out of the window. And I'm like, cool. So I'm looking out the window too. But he turns to block me from looking out the window. Like, he looks at me, he gives me the side eye, and then turns his back towards me to block my vision of the window. I'm like, bitch, I want to look outside too. Hello? I can't look outside? And then, so every time I try to look outside, he'd flash me a dirty look. And I was like, all right, player, whatever. So I was just minding my own business. And then, somehow, I have never in my life seen this before. There was a fly on the airplane, and said fly landed on this guy's hand, and he did nothing. He didn't flinch. He just kept scrolling on his phone, which, by the way, we're supposed to be in airplane mode. This motherfucker's on Instagram scrolling away, and I'm like, yo, you're going to disrupt the signal, bro. We're going to crash because of you and your Instagram addiction. Turn that shit on airplane mode right now. So he's just scrolling his life away, and this giant fly is on his hand, and I'm just like, yeah, what the fuck? He does not have the urge to swat the fly, nothing. So then the fly does the unthinkable. The fly lands on his phone, in front of the phone, just above his thumb where he's scrolling, and he does nothing. He doesn't swat it. He doesn't do anything. And I'm like, huh? I was like, oh my God, I'm sitting next to Agent Smith from The Matrix. I was like, I gotta get off this plane. He did nothing. I was like, this guy is a fucking cyborg. Straight up. A normal person, anytime the fly flew remotely close to someone on the plane, they were swinging. They don't want the fly around them. This guy didn't budge, and it was fucking creepy. I was like, oh. Hello, Mr. Anderson. I was like, Jesus, man, are you a robot? What's going on? You got a fly on you, Jack. You're not even flinching. So I was like, okay, this guy's a little weirdo. So I'm out of here. So I just turned my back. I was like, ugh. Oh, this is going to be a long flight, even though it's not. We land at Phoenix Sky Harbor, the world's friendliest airport, I quote. They had all these signs on the wall and plaques like, we're the friendliest airport. And I was just like, okay. So we land. And I guess on the plane was my homie's sister from school that I haven't seen in like ages. And she, I guess, was like trying to she kept like trying to stare at me or something. And I saw her in the corner of my eye, but I just was like trying to figure out if I was going to get stabbed by Robot Man. Fucking Mr. Roboto in the seat next to me. Mr. Roboto. Domo. I was like, Jesus Christ, man, this guy's a fucking robot, man. So anyways, we're just chopping it up, and we're getting off the plane, and I'm talking to her. Then all of a sudden, the stewardess goes, if you're connecting to London, you have 3 minutes. 3 minutes to run across the other side of the airport to catch your plane. And then she goes, where are you flying to? And I was like, oh, London. And she goes, they just said you better get off the plane right now. You got 3 minutes. And I went, what? What the fuck? And I was like, excuse me. Meanwhile, I totally forgot that I had gotten an email that said my flight was delayed. So instead of it being 7:45, it was going to be 8:45. So I was like, that's odd. It's only 6:15 in Phoenix. We haven't time traveled that hard yet. So anyway, I hear that. I just start running. I grab my stuff and my little carry-on. I didn't get my big carry-on because they took it. Those bitches took it. I run from one side of that fucking airport to the other. And this is not a tiny airport, y'all. This place was fucking huge. Huge. I ran and I was running and I looked behind me and Robot Man's like right behind me. I was like, oh shit, this bitch caught up to me. I left him in the dust and he fucking caught up to me. And I get to the gate and I see there's no plane there and I'm like, I'm like, fuck, did I just get left? Fuck. I am not going to London. I cannot believe this is happening. I got fucked. And I show my ticket to the stewardess. She's like, oh my God. You. And then she went, wait a minute. And she like typed it in. She's like, oh, you're delayed. Sit tight. I'm like, bitch, I just ran 2.5 miles easily to get here. And you mean to tell me that wasn't even my flight that just left? And she's like, no, your flight's later. And I was like, okay. She's like, hang tight. So I walk around the airport. I don't know how many laps I did around the airport, but it ended up totaling 6.5 miles in Phoenix Airport. I walked to every terminal over and over and over and over because I had some time to kill. I had about 2 hours. So about 7:15, I stroll over to the area where British Airways is at. And I show the man my ticket. And he goes, so there's been a slight delay in the plane. And I was like, yeah, I know, 8:45. He goes, no, you better look at the screen here. And then I look at the screen and that motherfucker said, we're not boarding. Instead of 8:45, we are now boarding at 10:45. 10:45. It is you. What? He said, yeah, sorry. So you're going to have to hang tight here. And I was like, oh, I'm not hanging anywhere, bitch. You better tell British Airways to get the fuck down here. I got places to be. Yeah, sorry. Your flight is delayed. And if you have a complaint about it, British Airways is across the street on the other side of the airport. And I went, bitch, get the fuck out of here. I already did all these laps in here. I am not going across no motherfucking street. I ain't leaving this fucking terminal until I find out what the fuck's going on. He goes, yeah, so we're not at liberty to say so. But you're welcome to talk to British Airways if you have a complaint. And I was like, British Airways is notorious for fucking shit service. What good is it gonna do me to go over there and fucking complain about it? So I was like, whatever, girl. So I was like, whatever, my dude. So I fucking did laps and laps and laps and laps around Phoenix Airport. It ended up being 6.5 miles before I gave up. And I was like, fuck this. I'm going to sleep. Got me a neck pillow and just was asleep. Set my alarm to 10:45. 10:45 comes rolling around. He goes, attention, British Airways customers. So apparently, there's been some technical difficulties with the plane and it is delayed. So please be patient with us. And we'll get you back on the plane as soon as possible. Thank you. And I was like, fuck, what the hell? So, turns out that something happened with British Airways. I guess they had some mechanical error. And so they had to fix the plane before it could take off, which, God bless you, okay? I waited some more. And then finally, the pilot showed up and then we could start boarding. We did not have wheels up until 12 motherfucking 40 at night. Okay. I was like, oh, get me out of Phoenix. We're getting ready to board. The plane finally arrives. Getting ready to board. And they tell us, so, British Airways customers, in order to be on the plane, you need to have your picture taken for security purposes. If you do not want to take your picture, please wait till the end of the line. And I went, fuck. I don't want y'all to take my picture. I look like dog shit. Please, I don't need to be in your database. I'm a good person. Just trust me. But then when they said, if you didn't take the picture, that you would be in the last to board, I'm like, fuck that. We ain't doing that shit again. So I was like, fuck it. Take my picture. Whatever y'all got to do, get me on this plane. I need to get to London. I am late. Okay, my friend was waiting for me. She has now gone to the hotel. So I was like, man, this sucks. But hey, at least we're on the plane now. And we're up in the air. And it's beautiful. And as we're flying. And we reach a certain point where you're basically chasing daylight. So you can actually see, like, because of the time change. Because I left Phoenix at like 12:45. It's dark. It's pitch black dark. And then you get to somewhere around, I want to say like Philly, and it was starting to get bright. I was like, oh shit, the sun's coming up. Of course, this is like 2-3 o'clock in the morning, right? And the hottest stewardess comes up to me and goes, darling, you must get some shut-eye. Please close your blinds. Thank you. And I was like, yeah. I'll close whatever you want, sweets. Darling, would you like some water? And I was like, yeah. Hell yeah. I was like, oh my God. This lady was perfect, okay? When I say like she was a fit bird, I mean like she was like not skinny, but not like fat like me. Like she was like kind of chunky, but it was like cute. And I was like, yeah, I need me a wife ASAP. She's like, darling, would you like some quinoa? I was like, I don't know what the fuck quinoa is, but I'm eating it. Only because you made it. Oh man, it was fantastic. And then at one point, she came over. She's like, "Ooh, darling, you have the whole road to yourself back here. Must be nice. You're having a little party." I was like, "Yeah, you're invited." Damn, this lady was like perfect. I was like, man, I hope there's more of you in England. So, so we get to, where do we get to? There's nonstop, and we get to London, and man, you know, as we're flying in, he goes over the central city and stuff, and you can see from the sky, you can see London Bridge, Tower of London, the Queen's Steps. You can see fucking the Eye, the Shard, the Gherkin, Shakespeare's House. You can see everything. Buckingham Palace, Hyde Park, Kensington Palace. You can see everything from the sky. It was beautiful. I said, man. And then there's brown water. Yeah. I said, man, what a magical place. As we land, you know, I have to do the old shut off the phone and whatnot thing and switch over, and I'm using a European number. You know, don't call me if you're from America. And as I land in London, I turn on my phone and my friend goes, I hope you brought rain clothes because it's going to rain a lot while you're here. And I was like, because the week prior, I talked to a friend of the family whose husband is from there. And he's like, oh, yeah, it's 90. And I was like, cool, I'm going to pack shorts, tank tops, the whole nine. But then the realization hits me. Do I even have clothes here? It's like we get off the plane and it's raining. It's windy. And I'm like, okay, fine. I might have packed shorts and tank tops, but I did bring one pair of rain clothes. And so I am just in a state of pure panic because I'm like, I am basically wearing the rain clothes that I have. They're on me right now, right? But I don't know if my bag had made it from America to London. So I said, oh, shit, here we go. So I immediately do my Vince McMahon walk down to baggage claim. And you could tell something was up because when I went through customs, they scanned my passport. The guy didn't say anything. Nobody said shit to me. I was like looking around. I was like, where's my fucking bag? Don't you motherfuckers lose my bag. I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it if you lose my bag. So it was a trip because scan my passport in the machine, the customs, the gate opens. And then there's another gate where you go to talk to the guy. But he just looked at me, and then I just looked at him, and he didn't say anything. And I just kept walking, and I looked at him still as I was walking away, and he kept looking at me. And then he went and faced the front. So I was just like, do you have my bag or not? So I go storming over to the belt. And, you know, when I go storming over to the belt, you got to find which flight is your area because they had belt A, they had belt B, they had belt C, belt D, E, F. I mean, this place is huge. So I was like, fuck. Which is my thing? So I looked. I was like, oh, I'm F. Yes. Go to F. Run to F. So I go running over to F. There's a bunch of people standing over there already, and I just kind of like shoved my way to the front. I was like, I need to see my bag. Where's my fucking bag? Don't lose my bag, bitch. And we're all standing there waiting, and I'm just like, fuck. Then the machine turns on. And the first thing that comes out, and I'm like looking from far away, is a cello and this big plaid suitcase. And then like two other bags, but not my bag. And I was like, fuck. Shit. These fuckers lost my bag. But then like when I was thinking about it, I was like, okay, this plane was pretty big, okay? This plane had like 3 seats on the left, and I think 3 or 4 in the middle, and then 3 on the right. So that's a lot of fucking people. Like one row, you're talking like 3. Let's do the maths. So we got 6, and if there's 4, that's 10. That's 10 people per row. And pretty much every row was filled except my row going to London. So I was like, not counting first class. That was just regular people. So I was like, that's a lot of bags. Not everybody checked the bag, but I'm pretty sure a lot of people did. So I was like, just stay patient. And you know, when you've been standing in baggage claim for so long that you start to recognize the same shit? Well, this cello and the plaid suitcase, they must have went around like 9 times. That was the only bags they had. They kept chucking it back on the belt. And I was like, yo, where's Jen's bag? Where's Rambo Oprah's bag? I need my bag. My friend's been waiting for me for 3.5 fucking hours. Okay. She gave up. She already left the airport. She's in the bed, sleep. Where's my motherfucking bag? So after 20 fucking minutes, my bag, I see a sliver of the logo on my bag and I go running. I just barrel through people and grab my bag, and people are like, oh, darling, what's wrong with her? I was like, out of my way, bitch. Out of my way. Anyway, fucking bag, I need to get the fuck up out of here. So that was the ultimate test, was getting on the plane, because 20 years ago, I was supposed to get on that British Airways flight and I didn't. I couldn't, because the truth came over me. I was supposed to be going to school in England, and I had no intention of going to school. I just wanted to go party. So at the last second, I mean the 11th hour, I'm supposed to be driven to the airport. I told my parents at breakfast, I said, look, I can't go to the school because I'm not going to go to school. I just want to party. At least I'm honest. I didn't want to waste precious money. I mean, it wouldn't have gone to waste because I would have been getting an education of London in 2002. You know what I'm saying? I might not have been in class, but, I would have been learning in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So this moment had to happen. This concert, everything, Red Rage, everything. It all clicked together. It had to happen because this was my second chance to prove to myself that I could get on this plane. And I made it because I hate flying on planes. I hate landing and takeoff. I'm cool in between. Turbulence, go fuck yourself. But for the most part, it's the landing and takeoff. I'm just like, I'm freaking out. But made it, landed, got my bag. I was like, fine, let's start this fucking vacation. And then so as I'm walking through the airport, I come to a fork in the hallway, and it's one of them is the underground trains, and then the other one is these other trains. So I was just like, I don't know, man. I'm going to go to the left. And I was just following a bunch of people. There wasn't a whole lot of people taking the train to the right, so I'm going to go to the left, right? Not realizing that a lot of people will land in London and will take a fancy train to in the bumfuck in the back of the woods, in the bush, because they live far away. But maybe they couldn't necessarily land at an airport in their town, or it's really small. So they got to land at Heathrow, which is the major airport there. So I'm getting ready to pay a fuck ton of money to take this fancy train, which it would have taken me to where I wanted to go anyway, but it was just going to cost me like 20 times the price. I would have gotten there in 15 minutes, but instead I needed the poor people train. That would have taken me an hour. That's what I needed. I needed the poor train. Darling, do you have the poor train? So I got my credit card out. I'm like, okay, this is it. This doesn't feel right, but I'm just going to fucking do it. I'm going to pretend like I know what I'm doing, because that's what Londoners do. You just do things. You don't ask questions. You just do shit. And then you deal with the consequences after. And so right as I'm punching in where I need to go, it pops up and I'm getting ready to click it. And then I see the price and I'm like, fuckers, you fuckers. And I'm getting ready to put in my credit card information, and something tells me to stop and ask the guy. So I asked the train helper, and he goes, "Oh, no, you want the other train." Now, I don't know if he was trying to be racist or not, but I could afford the nice train, my guy, okay? But you read my mind. I don't want to be spending copious amounts of money for no reason. So I was just like, hey, man, I'm just trying to get to the city center. What's the deal? And he's just like, oh, you want the underground. You must take that train. And I was like, thanks, my guy. And what I was actually going to say, because, I've been waiting my whole life to say it. Thanks, Mr. Belvedere. Thanks, Mr. Belvedere. Excuse me, sir. I've been waiting 30 years to say this. Thank you, Mr. Belvedere. So, I don't think his name was Mr. Belvedere. It looked like a thumb to me. THOM, of course. And so I walk back out of the hallway, and I realize I'm like, oh, this is the poor people train. I need this train. And, I'm sitting there, and then I see one person. I was like, just to double check, I'm like, is this train going to? And he went, yup. And so for a moment there, I'm alone, and it started to freak me out because just before I left, I had seen, I don't normally watch scary movies, but my friend sent me the clip of the Werewolf in London, an American Werewolf in London or something, and the part when he's at the platform and it's just like the wind, you hear the wind blowing, or 28 days later, you just hear the wind blowing and there's nobody around and you just hear the noise of the train, but you don't see anybody, you don't understand the sounds, and you're just like alone, and then finally somebody pops up behind you and you're just like, what the fuck? You kind of get all startled. That was me. I don't normally get startled, but because this was an unknown situation and I had already seen American Werewolf in London and this man gets eaten on the platform. I was just like, yeah, the werewolf, it's here. I feel it, And then shortly a bunch of people came around, but man, just the sounds of the underground and you just you hear the wind first, and then you hear the noise, and you're like, this is my time. This is my time. Let's see if I can play that for you. Anywho, my train sounds that I'm obsessed with. Yeah, it's quite the feeling, and you're there. It's just like the ground starts to tremble, the wind, and then the sound of the brakes. It's such a unique experience. I don't know what it is, but it just tripped me out, and so I hop on and I get on the train, and there's an old Nigerian woman and a couple of the other people on there. But immediately, as soon as she sits on the train, she falls asleep. And I was like, whoa, hey, Ma, whoa, hey, G-Ma, how do you know where you're going? What about your stop? I was like, okay, this is going to get real interesting. So the train's going. I've got, an hour, so it's going to do some 20-some stops, right? For some reason, we get to her stop, and she magically wakes up. I was just like, what the fuck? I was like, what the hell? What the heliante? I mean, this woman the second she got on at Heathrow, sits in the chair, falls dead asleep, and I don't know how she knew the rhythm, but maybe, each time they stop, they say the voice of what the stop is. But I'm telling you, she was dead asleep. Just sawing logs, and then all of a sudden, boom, boom, she wakes right up and gets off the train. I was like, yo, G-Ma, do you even know where you're at? Is this the right town? Are you from Clapham Junction? Are you looking for Hackney? So we get off at my stop, you see, my train is called the Cockfosters train, because it goes all the way north to the Cock. That's the last stop on my train. It's the Cockfosters. And I don't like the Cock, so I must get off at Piccadilly Circus. And that was my stop. Piccadilly or Leicester Square, if you will. And so I chose to get off at Piccadilly Circus because I wanted to see the sights and sounds of the... it's similar to Times Square in New York, but it's in London. They got the big screen, performers. Things are happening a million miles a minute there. So I decided to get off at Piccadilly Circus. And when I got off at Piccadilly, just the strangest feeling came over me. I was speechless because there were 3 ways to get to the street, but each way took you a different way or a different direction on Piccadilly. So I didn't know which way I wanted to go. I'm not from there. I just watched the freaking YouTube show and the girl gets off the subway and she's right where she's at, right? So I was like, this is new to me. Which way do I go? So it was just like a maze. I was like, I'm not sure. And I was like, fuck it. Just pick the door on the right. And, let's see here. So I picked the door on the right and it was, it was Piccadilly to whatever street it was. And, I start walking the steps. Up, and it is just what the sight I saw. I just was speechless. I pop up from the underground, and I'm like, oh, holy shit! I'm not in America anymore. I'm like 5,600 miles away from home, Jack. Oh my God. And I see the taxis and the big double-decker bus and all these magnificent statues and hundreds of people walking and street performers. And I was like, wow, this is so cool. I'm in London. I finally made it. Woohoo! Cheerio, chap. Hello, governor. Might I get some jammy Dodgers and some tea, please? And how about the big red phone booth? Do you have any of those? I was blown away. I was just like, wow. I was literally speechless for a bit because it was just, I knew when I came up from the underground, I was like in a whole other world, and I was like, damn. This is London. And so I was like, man, what a beautiful city. So many things, so many sights to see, these magical, these beautiful buildings, it was like magic to me. I was just like, wow. Because I knew a lot of the buildings that were there were hella old. Cobblestone streets, super old buildings. Some buildings, maybe before Jesus de Cristo. You know what I'm saying? Like, the Romans built London. That tripped me the fuck out. I was like, holy shit. This is fucking wild, man. Oldest building I went to was built in 607 AD. Holy shit. I was blown away. I was like, man, this is fucking crazy. It's 2025 and this shit's still standing. Unbelievable. What I quickly discovered about Londoners is if you are on the escalator going up or down to the tube, the train there, or you're just walking, please step to the right so people who are in a hurry can pass on the left. And it is so true because Londoners are in a motherfucking hurry. I mean, the most busiest rushed people I've ever seen in my life. Okay, they just walk right into you. Nobody says, excuse me. They just walk right into you. They're on their phone. They walk right into you. And then when you bump into them, they just look at you and then they keep walking again, whether you move or not. And I was like, whoa, this is crazy. But in a matter of moments, I had picked up my London walk and I made sure if you're going to walk into me, you're probably going to fall on the floor. Rambopra don't move, Jack. Rambopra don't move. So I was just like, wow, because the reason why Londoners are moving is everybody's trying to catch a train or they're trying to get to work or they're trying to get here or there. And it's literally down to the minute. So if you miss your train, you could be waiting another 2 to 4 minutes, another 10 to 15, another 30, depending on where you're going. So they are intent on not missing their train. And so I totally respect that. A matter of fact, I love that. Keep it moving. Don't tell me no shit. I'm trying to get somewhere. I like that. We busy. What I didn't like was you look people in the eye, if they looked at you. And if you say good morning, they look like you stabbed them right in the fucking chest. I saw a old little nan with pushing a baby and in the stroller, and I was like, "Oh, good morning." We were at Wimbledon, and I was like, "Oh, good morning, darling." And she's like, So it was one of two things: either she doesn't like Americans or she don't like Black Americans. It's like, damn, bitch, I just said good morning. Also, the oversharing. The storytelling, Britons don't like that at all. We went to Nando's, which is one of the greatest chicken places on earth. And I am so grateful that Nando's is slowly making their way to America and they're coming out west more. They just recently built a spot in Texas, so God bless you for that. But Nando's, the originator, they're from the UK, and so I told myself if I saw a Nando's, that had to be the first place that I would eat at. So Nando's just around the corner from my hotel. Perfect. And we go there, and the guy asks, "Oh, how's the food?" And I was like, "How? Man, I just flew 10.5 hours for this Nando's." And he looked at me like I stabbed his nan. He was like, And I was like, oh, shit. Damn, sorry, homie, I forgot. Y'all don't like details. You want yes, no, or cheers. Those are the 3 acceptable answers in England. Yes, no, or cheers. No thank you, no good morning, no hello, none of that. And I mean, like, I thought maybe the Oasis hello would work, like, hello, hello, hello. Nah, nobody's feeling that at all. You try to, like, look at somebody to make eye contact, and then they immediately look down, and like, oh, what the fuck? Damn. Y'all don't like to say good morning, hi, none of that shit. Y'all keep it moving. And I like that. It's cool. I get it. It's cool. Y'all got place to go. And quite frankly, they find it fake that we in America say good morning or hello or how you doing, or we ask questions without really knowing the person, like we talk to a stranger like that, They think it's fake. So they'd rather just not say anything to you, and then when they're ready to speak to you, then it's genuine. So I totally understand. I totally get it. So Thursday was a bit of a jolt. I had lost some time on my vacation itinerary, but was just happy to wander around, and I got to participate in Greg's, which, if you don't know about Greg's, you need to turn this podcast off and get your motherfucking ass to Europe immediately. Ahora. Greg's is like the greatest coffee store, like / convenience shop. I think it's like a coffee shop, but they have legit food there. You know, it's not like Starbucks where you're getting some shit sandwich or fucking old hard-boiled eggs and some crackers and an apple. You know, Greg's is giving you macaroni and cheese, spicy chicken tenders, mozzarella sticks, all kinds of goodies, baked sausage roll, pizza, all kinds of stuff, cookies, donuts, coffees, drinks, seltzer water, chips, whatever, you name it. Greg's has got you covered. And it's fucking fire and it's cheap. Like everything is like under £4 there. So it's just like, man, hook it up, Jack. Whew. So Greg's, that was another place that I had to patronize. Before I left, that was on the list. And I so did, and I was there every day. I love you, Greg's. What the hell? Also, Whole Foods. I had to go to Whole Foods, and I discovered my one true love, Rachel's Organic Yogurt. Holy shit. I'm back home. I went to Whole Foods. They don't got it there. They don't got it. They don't got my Rachel's, and I'm fucking pissed. But I do miss going to Whole Foods every day and seeing my sweetheart. My beloved Rachel, where are you? I did some research and I found out that Rachel is here in America, but is not certified organic due to the lack of materials and processing here in America, which is funny. Basically, they're saying on the label that America cannot adhere to Britain's standards and will not be made organic here in America. So there's a non-organic Rachel's, and I will find you, and I will taste you, and I will certainly not enjoy you as much as I did the other one, but I will still be happy. So that was one thing that really bummed me out on the trip was food tastes real there, and I just wondered why we can't have this here. Why can't we have clean food here in America? Why do we have to put all this poisonous bullshit in the fucking food? And you wonder why people get sick. They fat, diabetes, heart disease, cancer, all of this stuff. And not that those things aren't happening in England, but it's just less. A lot of people, I saw them sucking all those robot dicks there, those vape pens and the ciggies and the beers every day for hours. And they looked pretty decently healthy. You know, I'm just like, whoa, what the hell is this? And it's because everybody walks everywhere. So I'm just like, man, America, we need to get it together, man. We need to establish a little bit better transit system here where you can just hop on a train. Like right now, we got a train from Shits Bernardino to Redlands. Ask yourself, that's like saying, I have a train from Compton to Beverly Hills. Who the fuck is going to take that train? Nobody's taking that train. So I'm hoping that train will expand to other places because I would love to not go to Shits Bernardino. I would love to go to other places on the train and not have to drive, you know. But anywho, so Friday, let me just run down some of the things we saw. On Friday, darling, Friday, we went to Notting Hill. And I desperately have been wanting to go to Notting Hill because of the movie, duh. And I was hoping maybe Julia Roberts would still be there and I would meet her at the Notting Hill bookstore and we would fall head over heels for each other. Instead, I found a crowded-ass bookstore. No, it's beautiful. I loved Notting Hill. They had a little fair going on. It's just, you know, London, they're doing it right. They had a little farmer's market going on, a little street fair. You can buy little tchotchkes, fresh fruit, veggies. You know, shop around little restaurants here and there. I liked it, you know. What else was fascinating was we went for a walk and accidentally discovered Kensington Palace. And it is beautiful. I have a replica here in my house of Kensington Palace. So that's how I knew where we were going. I went, wait a minute, I recognize that gate. I have it at my house. But basically, we walked this street directly behind Kensington Palace before we got there. And that street, you are not allowed to have your phone out or record because apparently Prince William and Kate Middleton live in one of the little cottages there at Kensington Palace, and then Harry and Meghan have a little apartment at the Kensington Palace. They don't want you weirdo people recording there, you understand? And plus the street that it's on behind Kensington Palace is like, I don't know if it's called Billionaires Row. It might be. I forget the name, but basically there's a lot of like Russian diplomats and, Ukrainian diplomats. Like one of the houses on that street cost $333 million. Million pounds. Excuse me. 330 million pounds. They don't want people recording their shit so they could, you get robbed later on, right? So no phones, no cameras, and you're being watched by special British police on that street to keep the thieves away, you understand? And let's see what else we did. Just beautiful. Saw the Princess Diana statue. Then we made our way to Chinatown. What does my man Trumpito say? China. Fantastic food. Let's see here. Went to the Lego store and then went to Lindt Chocolate, where they had a sink that had chocolate pouring out of the faucet nonstop. I mean, I was just hypnotized. You can go to my YouTube page. I posted that on there. There's just chocolate pouring out of a faucet. Like, you're thinking you're going to go wash your hands and it's chocolate. I was like, holy shit, man, this is crazy. Let's see what else. I went and had Macca's for the first time. I had McDonald's for the first time in 20 years, and I didn't die. Tasted like a restaurant quality. I was like blown away. Let's see what else here. Then we went to Covent Garden, where it's just an area full of little shops, little restaurants. It's really cool, really chill. I liked it a lot. They had one of the best gelato places there. Morelli's Gelato. And let's see here. Saw the Savoy Hotel, which is like one of the most expensive hotels in London to stay at. Let's see what else is there. Walked on Waterloo Bridge and saw the beautiful skyline of St. Paul's Cathedral, Parliament, the Elizabeth Tower, also known as Big Ben, the London Eye. Just beautiful, beautiful sights. I mean, just what a beautiful city. Oh, magnificent. Let's see here. Then we went to the Oasis pop-up shop because it was closed the day before. And, I was just blown away. There was a line to get in the store. Darling, a line to get in there to see Oasis. Hello, what's the story, morning glory? I need to be myself. I don't need no one else. Champagne supernova in the sky. Met up with my friends Dean and Laura, and we took a polite tour of Buckingham Palace. It's quite beautiful. Then we went to excuse me, darling. Then we went to the Victoria Tower, aka Big Ben, because Big Ben is the name of the clock, but the actual tower is the Victoria Tower or the Elizabeth Tower. And then I saw Parliament. And then a statue of Winston Churchill. Cool. I love all the history stuff. I just love seeing how things are now, and then going back and looking how when it was first created, I'm like, wow, this is nuts, Let's see what else here. Went to Harrods. And then, of course, it rained like cats and dogs, and then it would be sunny for a moment, and then it would rain again. So I was completely soaked. And then, of course, Sunday rolled around, and we were on our journey to Oasis. Lately, I don't really want to know how you got it, girl. I just want to fly. 'Cause you know we're together tonight. I'm a rock and roll star. So we hopped on the train and took the train to Manchester. And, we had arrived in Manchester, and there was an Oasis pop-up shop there as well. They were everywhere. And so I was just blown away about, there was about 80,000 people at Eaton Park. And I had a feeling these motherfuckers are going to need to use the bathroom. So I said, I better beat them to the punch. And I used the bathroom at the start of the show. Because I knew we ain't trying to use them bathrooms after the show, fam. Them things is trash. So while at the Oasis show, they had Richard Ashcroft open for Oasis. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. He used to be in a cool band called the Verve Pipe. Cause it's a bittersweet symphony this life. How? Trying to make ends meet. You're a slave to the money, then you die. Richard Ashcroft opened for Oasis. Oh, there's a sound in it. My wow, yeah. I was trying to remember any of the other songs that they had. Let's see if I got something here. Yeah. Was you, I see your face again. Let's see. Oh, I'm a lucky man with fire in his hand. I'm a lucky man with fire in his hands. That song's fucking amazing. That's Maradona, you know. Excuse me. This is another one that plays at my work. Maru. Yeah. Blimp. Yeah. Ow! Shit! I'ma sing a song when you wanna get out. That song plays at my work. That's the only reason why I knew it. I hear that song at my work and I'm like, man, this motherfucker is sad shit. He's like, I'ma sing a song with good mother. Yeah. I call that smack rock. My man's strung out, Jack. Oh, man. But yeah. And then, of course, Oasis came out, and it was just fucking pandemonium. But before Oasis came out, a pretty Irish bird came up to me and said, "Excuse me, are you security?" And I was like, nah, I need to use the toilet. Do you know where they are? And I was like, yeah, they're back at the entrance. She goes, no, I can't go back to the entrance.
People have been waiting an hour for the bathroom. I need to use the toilet now. And I was like, well, I'm sorry. I don't work here. I'm just a regular person. She's like, oh my God. And she grabs my face and she goes, oh my God, you're so fucking sexy. Oh, help me to the bathroom. And I was like, I would love to. And I was like, wait, don't be a creep. You're with your friend. Please be civilized. Don't be a creep, you understand? And this lady is drunk. Don't take advantage of her. Even though in the back of my mind I was like, hey! But I didn't. I said, oh no, maybe we can get security for you or something. She's like, oh. And then she starts like pounding my chest. She's like, you're so fucking sexy. Oh my God, what is your name? And I was like, it's Jen. Jan? It's Jen. Jan! Oh my God, you're so fucking sexy. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to cross the line. And I was like, you're not crossing any line. You're just grabbing my face and punching me. But I like it. Ooh, yeah, but I like it. I was like, yeah, and I totally was just like, in the fucking moment, I forgot to ask for like the socials, you know, so we could like stay in touch and shit. Cause I was like, this is fine. I would like to bring you home in my suitcase to America. And then she was just like totally drunk. So I was like, it's one of those things. You got drunk goggles. I know you don't think I'm sexy. Come on, lady. This is crazy. She's like, you are so fucking sexy. I can't believe it. She's like, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to be so forward. And I was like, I don't care. I'm fully aware about European women. You guys get right to the business. And I like it. Ooh, yeah, and I like it. And she's like, will it help if I tell him I'm pregnant? And I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Bitch, you're drinking and you're pregnant? Come on. It's 2025. You don't know how to Google what's going to happen to your baby if you're drinking and you're pregnant? I was like, yeah, this lady sucks. And I was like, okay, Shaban. Okay, Moira. It's time for you to go. I was like, yeah, just ask that security guard back there. I was like, what the hell? I was like, what kind of woman is drinking while she's pregnant? That's terrible. So I was like, nah, you're off the list, Jack. I was about to put you on the on-call, and I took you off. I was like, hell to the nah. That is crazy, yo. That is crazy. I cannot be with no woman. Listen, I don't care if you're pregnant. There was a hot pregnant chick there. She was ready to bust. I mean, like, pow, like the baby's foot was hanging out. That's how ready she was at that concert. She was fine as hell. But if you're telling me you're pregnant and you're drinking, I got a problem. I'm out, Jack. Deuces. I'm like, what the fuck? That is just so irresponsible. I don't know if she was lying for me to tell the security guard to tell them that she's pregnant, but she's not. I don't know, but I heard pregnant and she's drunk. I'm out of there. I was like, whoa, bitch, be gone. Please, somebody take this peasant away from me. It's 2025 and they still think it's polite to drink and be pregnant. Yuck. Pussy-owned pregnant. Get out of here, you pagan. So after that, I was just like, oh, man. That was a bummer. I was like, oh, man. Hot Irish woman is into me, but she's like drinking and pregnant. She's so not responsible. That's not hot. That's not hot. Even her beautiful deep blue Irish soap colored eyes. I was like, yee! We're about to make chocolate babies. And I went, wait a minute. Oh shit. I don't, I'm a lady. Somebody else is making babies in there. Oh shit. So then Oasis came out and I was just like, all fucking bets are off. This is the greatest concert ever. But before that, Red Rage had been on Reddit while she was on the train and I was asleep. And she politely told me as I was rising that people at Oasis concerts, or maybe this is just an English thing, I don't know, but people don't want to lose their spot. And then, of course, they've been drinking, so there's a lot of urine going on there. And so apparently they urinate in the beer bottle or cup, and they throw it up in the air. And I went, you? What? I was like, man, I thought Americans were heathens and English people were civilized. That is the most uncivilized thing I've ever heard at a concert. Peeing in a cup and fucking chucking it in the air. Bitch, that's assault. That's assault in America. Bodily fluids, that's assault. We ain't doing that. We don't play that game here. I was like, oh my God. I was like, bitch, we cannot go to the front. I told her, I was like, please, God, we cannot go to the front. If you want to go to the front, then that's cool. I'm going to chill in the back. I cannot. I do not have the strength to be pelted by urine. Okay. And I almost got hit. And the pregnant lady almost got hit as well. So I was like, Jesus Christ. You bastards. You bastards. Either they need to get more toilets for the concert, or you people need to learn to just dump out the piss on the ground. Why are you chucking it in the air? That's disgusting. So Oasis comes out, and it is fucking magical. Okay. It was worth the 16-year wait. I'm so glad the brothers are back together. And I'm going to do my damnedest to try and get tickets in September at the Rose Bowl. I know it's crazy, but I might try and go again, just saying. I had the best time. So then after the concert, things got a little squirrely. All of a sudden, 80,000 people are leaving, and they're pushing and shoving, and it's tight. And I just feel like I'm getting kind of jostled around. Like at one point, I felt like two people were like pushing me enough that my feet weren't really touching the ground. I was just kind of like leaning forward, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh, hell no. Hell no. So I had to immediately do my London walk and storm right out of there. My Vince McMahon, my no chance. That's what you got. No chance. No chance in hell. I was like, oh, hell no. I'm not getting trampled here. I ain't dying in this motherfucking park. My trainers are covered in mud. I may or may not have gotten misted with piss. I gotta get the fuck out of here. So as we're walking, I take Renee, and I thought I either put her in front or to the side. And somehow she ended up behind me. But then at one point, I felt somebody grab my back, and I thought it was her. So I just started walking, and the way I was walking, I had the elbows out, and I was just motherfucking moving. I was like, get the fuck out of my way, Jack. I'm trying to get to my pregnant Irish wife, and also I need to get the fuck up out of here. There's too many people. It's making me nervous. Then for some reason, later on, Renee catches up to me and she goes, that wasn't me hanging on to you. And I was like, oh, well, whoever it was, it worked. Because I was motivated to get the fuck up out of there. And then they had us do this maze. I'm telling you, it must have been a half an hour of just walking back and forth through this maze to get to the bus. But they figured it out. 80,000 people. They got us in, got us out. So then the next day, Monday morning, we went to a place I've been dying to go to since I was a child. And that was Manchester motherfucking United. We went to the grounds. We checked out Old Trafford. Because this might potentially be the last time that I will see Old Trafford. Not because I won't visit. Because the greedy American owners want to tear it down and build a football stadium for American football. Not just English football. They want American games because it's going to bring in monies. So I was just like, man, this is sad. This place is over 100 years old, and you're going to fucking tear it down because of greed. That hurt my soul so much. I was just like, trying to enjoy the tour as best I could, but I knew in the back of my mind, I was just like, man, these greedy cocksuckers want to tear this place down. This place is rat infested. I knew it was rat infested, and my fears were confirmed when I saw pest control on the lower end working
on setting traps there, which, okay, there's going to be mice, rats there. They serve food, okay? I understand. But they have really just let the stadium go into disrepair to the point where we're in the middle of our tour and they go, sorry, you can't go on this other part of the tour because it's under construction. We're working on it. I'm like, bullshit you are. It's falling the fucking apart and it's not safe. So now you have to fix it. That's what's going on. You ain't fixing it because you want to. You're fixing it because it's fucking falling apart. And even players have said that. Players have said Old Trafford is falling the fucking apart. And it's a shame. So I just was trying to take in as much of the feelings and emotions and the honor of being there because I know in the future, very soon, it's going to be torn down. So, and the new stadium looks like a fucking circus. They just have this fucking tent thing and shit with these little beads hanging off of it. I'm like, fuckers, cocksuckers, you ruined my fucking club, man. Fuck you. Fuck you, Glazers. Bitch-ass Glazers, which, by the way, they own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're not doing that great either. So it's like they're taking money from Manchester United and trying to pour it into Tampa Bay, and Tampa Bay sucks donkey dick. And then now all the years of them doing that, now Manchester United sucks donkey dick because they can't afford to buy legit players anymore. So it's just a whole just awful cycle. So then, of course, when I was leaving Manchester, I got a little bingly bing on the phone, and it was Sophie from Liverpool. And I guess she fancied me, and of course I fancy her, so I swiped back. And, we might be 5,000 miles away, but, who knows? Something might happen. But in the meantime, I was just like, you know what? Why not? Life's too short. You never know what tomorrow may bring. I might be able to get on a plane and go to Liverpool and see Sophie and have that cup of coffee or tea, if you will. I was just gutted that I didn't get to, because I had actually wanted to get to Liverpool, but we just didn't have time. It was just not enough time. I wanted to go to Liverpool because I wanted to see fucking Paddy Pimblett. I wanted to hear him say, American breakfast is shite. English breakfast all the way. During round 5, I didn't know what to do. So I just took over and I choked him out. Shout out to Tim Pallett, San Diego. I trained there when I'm in America. But new generation Liverpool. Oh, those are all my fucking houses. Sorry, Sophie, if you're listening to this, I'm butchering the Liverpool accent. Where's all my fucking scousers? Who are you scousers? Yeah, man, it does me head in. I gotta cut weight. I'm Paddy Pimblett. And my best mate is Meatball Molly McCann. Oh, yeah. I train with Paddy Pimblett. And we're at Next Generation Gym in Liverpool. There goes all my Liverpool listeners for terrible accent. So I had planned on wanting to visit Paddy the Batty Pimblett, but ran out of time. So that means I gotta go back. So, the next day, Tuesday, let's see, Monday, after traveling the tour at Manchester United, we walked around downtown Manchester, and it was beautiful. They had a gay street. Of course, I was excited about that. But for the most part, gay people are normal there. There's nobody standing on a soapbox there like in America like, hey, I'm gay. I deserve special privileges. No, none of that shit's going on. You're gay? Cool for you. Everybody else is moving on with their life. I loved it. I was like, man, this is fantastic. We need more of this in America. Everybody is just a regular person. You ain't no somebody. You ain't special. You might be special in your mind. You might be special to your mama. But in how the way the world works is that I'm special thinking doesn't help the world grow. We need people who are selfless, who are just, about the greater good, if you will. And so that's what helps the community grow, in my opinion, of course. So let's see what else. Oh, excuse me. Oh. So Tuesday, we went on the most immaculate hike. We went to the England-France border, which, you know, at the end of the England-France border is water. So the water just separates France from England, the English Channel, if you will. And we went to this beautiful seaside town called Seaford. And we went on the hikes called the Seven Sisters, which is like a great value Cliffs of Dover. Cliffs of Dover was another 2.5 hour drive away from the Seven Sisters. And I was like, whoa, girl, we can't walk that far. We can walk, but I can't walk that far. So, but I liked it. Got some good shots there, and it's just gorgeous. And I love that we went into a local restaurant, and they have fish and chips to die for. But I love that everybody knew the names. They're playing bingo. They're all socializing with each other. And I asked for a 7-Up, and the girl literally gave me a drink with seltzer water, lemon, and lime. And it tasted just like 7-Up, but way cleaner. And I was like, holy shit. How did she do that? I was blown away. I was like, hey, I said 7-Up. And she's like, yeah, I know. I was like, okay. So I just gonna trust the process and watch her make it. And I was like, ooh. This tastes like 7-Up. I got lucky. Look at me. I'm lucky. So, one thing that was funny was there was a tattooed man jogging on the beach there in the town. And he jogged past me and Red Rage. And then he jogged by again. Okay. And then I get the bloop bloop on my phone. And this motherfucker trying to match with me on Tinder. On Tinder! Bitch, I'm gay. I'm gay, fam. What the fuck? That's so weird. I was just like, man, you must not see big booty black people here in this town, Seaford. Because you be swiping on me and you jog by me twice, son. That's crazy. He's hella gay. But we had the best time. What a hike. I think it totaled 26,888 steps that I had done on that hike. Let's see, yeah. 26,848 thousand steps. Or 26,848 steps. Let's see, what else? Then, of course, we had to try out different gelato places, because we tried a gelato place in Notting Hill, and me and Red Rage dubbed ourselves the Gelato Police, because if you have fake gelato, which is just ice cream, we're gonna know. And so we had gelato in Notting Hill, and the girl was really sweet, so it was somewhat worth it. But I checked it, and I was like, "Oh, this ain't gelato. This is ice cream, fam." I was like, "Damn it, we got duped." So I was like, we need to form a governing body to keep fake gelatos out of the spotlight. So we went around to different places and trying it. And one of the places we tried gelato at, this motherfucker gave me a lemon gelato with basil or mint inside of it. I was like, yee, gelato's not supposed to be chewy, fam. I was like, this is disgusting. Sure enough, fucking terrible, man. Let's see what else we did. Went to 10th Planet London, which was on the east side, the old East Enders. And then I got to see we got to see the Shard, which I also call the Eye of Sauron, because it looks like where the eye would be in Lord of the Rings at the top. Then we saw, let's see what else is here. The Queen's Walk. And then, of course, the London Bridge. Let's see, Tower of London we saw as well, too. The Gherkin, Bank of England. Then another pit stop at Greg's. Which, I absolutely love this sign that they had at Greg's. 0 tolerance. Our colleagues work hard to bring you the Greg's favorites. They deserve They deserve to be able to do their job without fear of verbal, physical, and racial or homophobic abuse. Be nice. Life's easier that way. Man, if I had that sign up at work, I'm sure that would substantially reduce rude people. Then we went to Shakespeare's Globe, which is the place where Shakespeare has done all his plays since 1507. Jesus Christ. Old ass building. Let's see. Then we were on the River Thames. Then we saw South Bank, which I've been told was not a safe place to go at night, so I'm glad we were there in the daytime. London Eye, Victoria Tower, or Elizabeth Tower, if you will, Parliament, Big Ben, and then Trafalgar Square, a beautiful place with fountains and water and giant lions and kids climb all over it. It's really fascinating stuff. Then I had the best pasta I've ever had in my life at a restaurant there. And all the food tastes real. And then, of course, I had the best gelato there from, what's the brand here? The brand is Amarino Gelato, the best gelato in London. I dare you to find something better than that. The place was amazing. People were asking me if I trained jiu-jitsu while I was on vacation. Hell yeah. I went to the 10th Planet London headquarters and had the best time. Then things started to get really spooky, really, really touchy and emotional for me because I had made it to Wimbledon. And Wimbledon is just like such a special thing to my mom. My mom used to play tennis, and then my cousin plays tennis, and they're both really good. And, it's the tradition of Wimbledon. And so after Wimbledon, we went to Harrods Mall, which that mall is so audacious and so gaudy. Basically, you walk in on the first floor, and there's one of them sheiks there selling apartments in Qatar or Abu Dhabi. Like, you could buy an apartment at the mall at Harrods. I was like, whoa, shit. Y'all are getting crazy over here. We made it onto Abbey Road. And of course, Abbey Road is such a special place because the Beatles and many other great artists record some of their best albums, their best work is at Abbey Road. So, Abbey Road. And of course, Abbey Road, if you don't know, is on a busy fucking street. So you need to book it across unless there's no cars there. But yeah, I had it was just almost spiritual. It was so cool just seeing all this stuff and knowing, how far music has come, but a lot of people still use Abbey Road because they know it's a legit studio. Let's see, this is Thursday. And then we went to Camden Market, which I'm glad we went to Camden Market because we would not have discovered Morley's Chicken, which I have been after Morley's Chicken for like forever. Okay. I've been scouting out locations and I forgot to ask, my friend if she wanted to stop at one in Manchester, but, cause those were the only locations I could find. But randomly, I happened to just look up as, we're going towards Camden Market and there was a Morley's there and I went, oh shit, Morley's, I love you. Morley's has the best chicken you will ever have in your lifetime. I promise you. No sauce, no nothing. Just salt and pepper. Fry it, eat it, and love it. That was the other thing they didn't have there. They didn't have no pepper. That was weird. They had white pepper or just salt on the table. It's kind of sights and sounds of London. I had the best time. When you go on a trip, you want to make sure that you have an excellent travel partner, buddy, boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, wife, and you want them to be on their best behavior because, any sort of outburst will slow you down. You won't get to see all the things that you want to see on your list. And I appreciate everybody that I got to work with at Jiu-Jitsu in London. And I appreciate people that I'm working with now that are kind. Be kind. That's all you really need to do. Kindness goes a long way because, Okay, let me see what else I have for you here. I think that's gonna do it for me. But before I go, let me give you some motherfucking UFC picks. Prelims, we have Rinye Nakamura, Trayson Gore. Let's see. Andrei Pulialev, Austin Bashi, Rafael Etivan. Once again, canceled. So we'll have some other surprise fights for you later. All right, friends. Well, I guess I should tell you before I end this podcast, my journey back to England was shit. I got sandwiched in between two old ladies. One of them was Indian, one of them was British. And I was in the center seat in the middle of the plane. I was like, fuck, we can't get up. We can't get up. There's no fucking way. And so I somehow managed to get in, and old Gma, old Gma starts putting her foot up on my leg like a footrest. I'm like, whoa, 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 Jack. I don't know how they do things in India, but that's not gonna fly here. Oh man! But I got to Phoenix, and because it's British Airways, their motto is "Get fucked, you tosser," because there were just so many delays. They had one saved. Ouch! And basically, oh shit, what was I talking about? Because of the delay, they gave away my seat in Phoenix, a seat that I paid extra money for. So I was just like, motherfucker, you rat motherfucker. Okay. I was like, damn it. So yeah, I get to Phoenix. They don't have me on the plane. They gave away my seat. They were double booked, and the plane is getting ready to take off. Okay. They only wait like 10 or 15 minutes past the onboard time, and then they take off. And so I was watching the pilot through the window, and I was like, don't you leave, motherfucker. Don't you leave me here in Phoenix. It's 108. Don't leave me here. Phoenix was just god-awful. So I managed to make it on the plane because now you hear my voice, of course. Please like, share, and subscribe to Rambo Radio, RamboRadio.com. I am exhausted. I haven't gotten the old jet lag. I'm waiting for the jet lag where you just physically cannot move. But anytime I sit down, it's lights out. I'm ready to go to bed. I don't know what that's all about, but please like, share, and subscribe to Rambo Radio, RamboRadio.com. YouTube Genty TV, if you want to see all of the shenanigans from my London trip, it's up there and waiting for you. All right, folks, I will talk to you next week, but until next time, this is Rambo Radio. I'm out. Peace.